With the Minnesota Vikings potentially looking for some running back help with Alexander Mattison out indefinitely recovering from his emergency appendectomy because 2020, and also the Vikes always seemingly looking for return help because it's almost like you had the best kick and punt returner in the NFL in Cordero and Marcus Sherrills at the same time, and then just gave it away this year. But the Vikings are shuffling the bottom of the roster again, potentially. Chris Tomasson of the Pioneer Press reports that the Vikings will be signing speed demon running back Khalfani Muhammad. Now, remember, Thompson was in first on Hale Henches. So, yeah. But let's talk about the mercurial running back today. So, background, Khalfani, 26 years old, 5'7", $174. I was told that size doesn't matter. 2017 7th round pick by the Titans out of Cal Berkeley, former 3-star recruit from Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California. Now an absolutely amazing, blazing track star. He was 2013 Gatorade California State Track and Field Athlete of the Year. Also won the 100 and 200 meters state titles in both his junior and senior years, which is impressive because, I mean, California's a big state, man. A lot of track stars there. I mean, it's not like winning the Rhode Island or like Alaska state track champion where, hey, cool, you beat a bear. Awesome. So best time in his best time in the 100 was 10.33. Now we're talking Olympic adjacent type level speed here. Like if he wanted to give up football focus on track, I mean he maybe could have eventually cracked the Olympic team, because for reference that 10.33 would have qualified him through the opening heats into round 1 at the 100-meter dash at the Rio Olympics in 2016. So we're talking blazing, amazing straight line speed. Took his talents to Cal Berkeley. Former teammates with linebacker Hardy Nickerson Jr., who's been up and down from the practice squad like 17 times before Hardy transferred to Illinois to play under his dad, as well as former Vikings legend Devontae Downs. Woo! Love it. And Khalfani made an impact right away. Set single-season school records with 1,006 kick return yards as a freshman in 2013. Was always a bit more of a gadget player on offense. I also worked with Jared Goff, which is kind of neat, but put up 2,644 yards from scrimmage total, as well as 14 touchdowns over his 4 seasons. Did lead the Bears in rushing with 827 and 2 touchdowns in 2016. Also, he fielded 87 kick returns for a 22.2 yard average and ended up as Cal's third all-time leader in all-purpose yards. For reference, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, is 4th. No combine, but was yowza at the pro day. 4.3840, which would have been 4th overall at the 2017 combine. Remember, that was the year that John Ross set the record at 4.22. Man, also ridiculous in explosive and agility drills as well. Ended up being a 7th round pick by the Titans in 2017, which is a year after they drafted Derrick Henry. So maybe they're going for like an Arnold and Danny DeVito twins situation here. They tried to do it with Deion Lewis too, but nah. Spent a year on their practice squad before bouncing to the Patriots in 2018, the Broncos 2019, and the Cardinals in 2020. Career preseason stats, 46 snaps, 40 carries, 182 yards on the ground, including a 47-yard run in 2019 for the Broncos in the Hall of Fame game against the Falcons. 4.6 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble, 12 receptions as well, 73 yards, 6.1 yards per catch. Now, I looked, and I couldn't find that if Khalfani returned a kick or a punt in his 3 years of preseason action. And if that's true, that would just be wild to me. Like, you have this guy whose main talent is returning kicks, and then you just roll him out there. So either coaching staffs had good reason, or they wanted to take a look at other guys, or kicks would just boot out of the back of the end zone. But if you're a bottom of the roster guy and it's preseason, I mean, you don't have to be Cordero to try to return a kick that's 9 yards deep in the end zone. You're just trying to make the team. Or the coaches are idiots, or it could be a combination. It's almost like the Bengals have never used the aforementioned John Ross on kick returns ever, despite him being one of the best kick returners in college football history. Why? But so question is, what can Khalfani do for the Minnesota Vikings? TBD, if he's going to be signed to the 53 or practice squad, probably going to be practice squad since the Vikings, I mean, Madison should be back week, maybe 2. And I'm under no illusion that he's going to immediately come in and just supplant Dalvin and just carry the Vikings to the Super Bowl. But also, they do trust Boone and Abdullah, so he's probably not going to be a backup running back right away. Also, this will be his 5th team in 4 years, so that does matter. But man, world-class speed. I mean, that's one of the reasons why that Khalfani Muhammad keeps getting all these chances is that speed, man. You cannot coach that. You can't coach speed. You can't coach size. You can't coach that. But kick return possibility, But it's also important to note that Cal never tried him at returning punts. Not a single one. And yeah, they did have Trevor Davis for a couple of those seasons. Solid punt return for the Packers, now on a Washington's practice squad. The Vikings should pick him up, by the way. But so I'm not penciling him in as a punt return right away, because as we've talked about, returning punts is a very specific set of skills. And the fact that Khalfani may have not returned a punt since high school, but the key is get him in the building, see what he can do in practice, see if that straight line speed, if that's all it is, or if he can translate that to NFL football field. Running backs coach Kenny Polamalu, get a closer look at him. Same thing with Kenny. Same thing with special teams coordinator Mara Malouf, getting a good look at Muhammad. See if there's anything there to work with for the future, if Malouf is around in the future. And maybe he does impress enough to earn a futures contract for next year, and then get to work through OTAs and training camp and the preseason with the Vikings. Hey, remember preseason? Knock on wood. Hopefully that happens next year. And then Dalvin, obviously, is running back one. Madison is a solid backup. But also, Amir Abdullah is out of contract next year, and Mike Boone is set to be a restricted free agent in the offseason. So there could be some room. And also, the Vikings only had 5 running backs in camp last year. Tony Brooks James. TBJ was also in camp too. And frankly, it would be fun to have that return specialist / gadget player like a Tariq Cohen, like a Darren Sproles, like Tony Brooks James was supposed to be, just to throw in that little wrinkle. I'm sure Kubiak would enjoy that as well. So Khalfani Muhammad, welcome to the Vikings, reportedly. Let's go do this damn thing. But your thoughts, Vikings reportedly signing Khalfani Muhammad, let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, post some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.